Can I be really controversial for a moment?
Please do, man.
I would end no fault divorce immediately. Specifically here in the United States, we have a policy for everyone overseas, a policy called no fault divorce, which just means that for any reason at any time you can just get divorced, you can just split up your marriage. I think that this is a misguided policy because it makes a marriage between two human beings. And I don't personally believe that a marriage has been or ever was between two human beings. It's an agreement that two people come together to co found a legacy or co found a family, largely, is what marriage has always been for. And it's not for sex or romance or fun. It's actually for family and the cultivation of resources, of safety nets, say all kinds of things together. I don't think that we should just randomly flip apart marriages and shatter them. I think that that leads to massive, ugly custody battles. It leads to dissolution of family wealth, crashing people down below safety nets. It leads to brokenness, children not knowing their fathers. It leads to bad things for mothers as well. No fault divorce is not good for anyone.
Okay, he's gonna go deeper into his case here, so we'll listen to the rest of it, but I just wanted to, just reflect for a second. So, this is a very difficult topic for Western American people to understand. Why would we not want more freedom? So, this kinda goes back to that constant sort of philosophical or theological belief that I reference a lot, which is that we live in a culture that has sort of by default almost accidentally decided that freedom is the highest value. And I think the reason why this happened was because it's the only value that as Americans we can all agree on. So that's the one thing that everyone can agree is a good thing. And I think freedom's a great thing, but it's not the best thing. But because it's the one sort of common denominator, it's right there. It's in the Declaration of Independence. We're all about freedom. It's in our national anthem. It's in our Pledge of Allegiance. Like we are the land of the free. And so we've agreed this is such a high value. Now, I think freedom should be an extremely high value for the government, but it's not the highest value when it comes to living. Freedom is a necessary value that gives us the ability to pursue other more important things. So family is a way higher value than freedom. Love in a family unit is more valuable than freedom. But this is sort of where we're stuck as a culture. We are stuck thinking that freedom is the ultimate thing because we can't agree together to value anything else. And so somehow this has become so important that to most Americans, the idea of no fault divorce is sort of obviously a good thing. To be able to get out of an agreement that you made, a contract that you made and you said, not just privately, but said publicly, and then got your faith community involved and then got the government involved to reinforce the terms of the contract, which you said were till death do us part. That's what you said. And to say that we need to be able to dissolve that, either party could dissolve that at any time they want, for any reason they want. That's really no fault divorce. You can get out of that contract at any point, and there is no need to demonstrate a reason, a reasonableness for getting out of that contract. You can just simply dissolve it. This has been incredibly devastating. And what Adam Lane Smith is describing here is if he could like sort of wave a magic wand and create one policy change in the United States, he would eliminate no fault divorce for the reasons that he's describing. That this is sort of the bedrock of what creates family in our society. And that one of the weird realities of no fault divorce is it didn't simply make it easier to get out of divorce. It changed the nature of marriage itself. And this is something that a lot of people I think struggle with, that when you live in a culture, we are a unified culture. So when a seismic event like the legalization of no fault divorce hits our culture, it changes definitionally the way that people think and feel about fundamental elements of society. And he's also saying that the inverse of that's also true. When you reinforce marriage, it's going to do something to society that's going to create a value system within the culture that's going to strengthen marriage and therefore protect children. And so that is something that yeah is very hard for us to see it and see that chain. We just say, well, these are individual decisions that people are making and giving them more and more freedom, which is what our society is all about. And the most important thing we could ever do is just provide more freedom for people. That simply doing that doesn't have any larger societal or cultural effects. And this is just simply wrong.